Hi guys, welcome back to the Reupload podcast, and today I have another special guest, a former basketball coach of mine, a former NBL player. That's just a couple accolades, there's many more. Goran Veg.
How you doing, man?
Good, bro. How are you?
Very good.
So what's been going on?
Just training, working, trying to stay in shape, trying to keep up with the young bucks.
Oh, mate, the struggle. So when we first met, I don't think we ever spoke to this. How did the Waverley coaching come up?
My friend Jordan Lumpcon was coaching there. And,
did he get it first?
Yeah, he was there just before I was.
Oh, I didn't realise.
So, yeah, he's the one that introduced me to it. And then he left pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, because he was coaching my brother.
Yeah.
Maybe, I would say, not even the first half of the season, like 6 games or something. It was really quick, yeah.
Yeah, because I was trying to remember how I even got there in the first place. Yeah, it's through Jordan.
Mm-hmm. And with that, how was I? Was I pretty good? Was I one of your best athletes?
Definitely the top 10 athletes. It was funny though, man, because I live in Penrith and I know. Training Waverley. It's like a different country.
Oh, it's a trek.
Yeah. And it was, you don't know what to expect.
Of course.
I mean, I remember when I first met you, because you were talking about training with Bruce Bolden.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so I had some expectation of what you could do.
Mm-hmm.
But, I just remember you were really keen. You had braces, big smile,
I
really
did
keen.
have braces. Yeah. That's funny.
And then you're all flashy, like spin moves and fade away. So I'm like, all right, this guy's got some swag to him. So
I play so different now. I'm so boring with it. It's all fundamentals. All I do is just shoot threes or do layups.
Yeah,
literally.
But you had range. I remember. I remember you hitting some big threes in the games. Yeah, good player.
Those were fun. I always say, and I'm not saying this just because you're here. You were the best coach I had in school. My whole childhood, probably, honestly. But the other coaches didn't let me play how I wanted to play, and you did. So
yeah, no,
I respect it.
I appreciate that.
And with coaching, so how did you start with coaching? Were you
I started as a strength and conditioning coach.
Mm-hmm.
With a group called Hoops. They asked me to do that. I was still playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this conditioning side of it, so I got into that. And then I didn't actually want to coach to begin with, but sort of started to transition into that. The more kids you meet and opportunities pop up. I didn't really want to do team coaching, so I do that here and there like we did at Waverley, obviously. But a lot of it was just conditioning, getting groups of kids and trying to get them in shape, because when I started playing, I think the basketball was great, but the conditioning side, no one really did anything with it.
Yeah.
So when I actually had to do it properly as a player, kicked my ass.
I would imagine. Yeah,
it was really hard.
Yeah, back in that, all I remember doing was 21s, the silent, and then what's the other one called? Suicide. That was it. That's all I remember doing. Especially once I was year 11 and 12, when it picked up a bit, playing first and stuff. Oh, it was tough. It was so tough.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Oh, it was. So how did you get into basketball? What early childhood how did it start?
Man, I hated basketball when I was little. My mum was, because I was tall as a kid, and my mum was like, you play basketball? I was like, nah, I like rugby league. I don't play footy.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, but I was little, I was skinny. So I did try rugby league and got crushed, so I didn't do that.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was skinny hammered, but Then I actually got into ball when I was about 13. Dražen Petrovic, the Croatian basketball player, he died in the car accident.
Yeah, so tragic.
Yeah, and I remember reading up on it, and it was for the Crows, it was devastating. It was a national hero.
Yeah.
And I started getting into basketball then, and I remember there was a 101 magazine, it was a basketball magazine. It had Jordan on the cover.
Yeah,
back when the Bulls beat Phoenix in '93.
Yeah.
And that's when I started becoming a fan. I couldn't play to save my life. I played local comp, Division 4, under 16, Division 4. And the running joke was back then, I used to wear number 4. And my sister's boyfriend at the time, he was the coach.
Yeah.
And it was like 4 points for number 4. Like, I got to get over 4 points in the game. That was horrible. So I didn't actually play. I didn't even try out for reps till I was 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really late.
Yeah, my first tryout was on my 18th birthday, like that week. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Who'd you play for?
Penrith. So
Yeah, you stick with Penrith for a bit, right?
yeah, at the start. So I was playing local comp there with some rep players. And man, like, I was horrible at ball, and I was very quiet. So I never tried out for things, you know. And I grew a lot from year 10 to year 11. I think I went from 5'10" to 6'5".
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
it was crazy amount. So I was like a baby deer, you
Yeah.
know, like running around. The rep coach at the time saw me playing local comp, so just this tall kid, you know. But I had some rep players in my team.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
asked me to try out, and I went down. Like, mate, I thought I was in the NBA just being asked to try out.
Yeah.
And just luckily, I think he saw something in me and picked me for the youth league team. Just
There you
started
go.
from there.
There you go. And then from there, how did you end up playing in America, like in college?
Man, it was a whirlwind. So my first year, I knew nothing.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember doing shell drill and stuff like that, you know.
Oh, God.
3-man weave, shell drill.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing, or
Yep.
coach would explain something. I just nod enthusiastically, but I was lost, you know.
Yeah.
But I could run and jump.
Yeah.
So I just did that. First year in youth league, I went all right. Had some good games, some bad games, but I think turning point end of that year, I went on a tour to the States.
Oh, yeah.
And loved it. Hey, like, you play good over there, and there's crowds and stuff.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, cheerleaders and bands and all that stuff. Whereas playing youth league, you know, my dad might come watch us.
Yeah.
You have like two people in the crowd.
You're right. That's the worst thing about Australian basketball.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Yeah, and you're playing like 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning or something. Yeah. So the vibe was pretty cool. So I started thinking, you know, I want to go over there and play. I had no idea how to though, but so second year I played youth league and I got asked to go up to the Seabull team, which is the Southeast Australian Basketball League. At the NBL 1 is pretty much the equivalent, right? It's the same thing. They just keep changing the name, basically. I was playing with that team, and Bruce Bolden was the coach.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So
Small world.
Bruce was your coach, was my coach. So, and we were doing quite well. And he was playing me as well. I was getting about 10 minutes a game, and it was awesome. I loved it. But mid-season, he had a disagreement with the board, and he quit. He left. So
Typical Bruce Bolden. Disagreements.
you know, got in your Buffy. And they got a new coach to come in who was called Ken Cole.
Ken Cole.
Now, I didn't know. He's basketball royalty in Australia. Never heard of him at the time.
Ken Cole. He sounds to me. I couldn't tell you where
He was
from.
Adelaide 36ers coach back in the day. And he's real good. He's got a lot of connections.
Yeah.
So he was my coach. He didn't play me a minute. You know, I wasn't playing at all. I went from playing pretty good minutes to being in the rotation to nothing, you know. And I hated him at first just because of that. But I persisted with it and went to training. I tried my best. And finally he put me on and I did my ankle first game.
Hell,
I was spewing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was just like a sprain. But I think we had a couple of games left. And he asked me to suit up for the last game against AIS. And I had a decent game.
Oh, you still even played AS back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I think after the game he was like, would you be interested in playing college ball?
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, of course. And he's like, oh, I might have something for you. And I've heard that a million times, you know, people always promise the world and give you an atlas, you know. So I was like, okay, sure. But I didn't think anything of it. And then he called me a few nights later and he's like, a coach from one of the colleges, I know he's going to call you. Can I get your a phone number? So this was before mobile phones, right?
Yeah.
Back in the olden days, right? So, I gave him my work number, and this coach calls me. I'm at work, so I'm working in a stockbroking firm, and I'm office junior, right? I'm just running around dropping off letters to people. And this coach calls me, and he's asking me a few questions, and he's like, you know, what kind of player are you and whatnot. And then he's like, well, Ken Cole is vouching for you.
Sure.
I want you to come and play.
Yep.
So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, when? What do you mean? When do I have to be there? He's like, you have to be here in a week because the cutoff for college starts. It ends in 7 days. If you're not here by then, you have to go next year.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can afford it, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, full scholarship. Full ride, you know?
Yep.
So, you know, these days you hear a lot of people, they're like, oh, yeah, we've got a scholarship to this place, that place. But they're paying. Or they're paying majority of it, you know? So, yeah, mate, I got off the phone. I went to the bathroom and started crying. I couldn't believe it, man. Because year and a half, 2 years before, hadn't even played reps. Yeah. You know, it was crazy. And then I had to walk back into work and quit, like, on the spot. You know, in 7 days I was in Wyoming.
Of all places.
Midwest, middle of nowhere. Yeah, didn't know what I was walking into.
What was like your first impression? Like, you stepped into Wyoming,
man,
stepped on campus.
Man, I was, you know, like, you watch college movies on TV. You know, like Van Wilder, like,
of course,
parties and all this stuff. Like, you're not going there to party, but you think it's going to be big city. Man, I had no clue. Hey, like, Wyoming's middle of nowhere. It's a beautiful place. But it's very small. So I remember having to fly to Denver and then get a flight from Denver to Rock Springs, Wyoming. So the connecting flight, there's like 5 people in this flight.
Oh my God.
I'm scared of heights. I was freaking out. It's like, I was holding
You're scared of heights, but you're 6'10" or less.
I know, man. I know. The irony. So, yeah. The funniest thing was we're flying over and you just see mountains and that's it. There's no buildings or anything. That's when the reality sets in of, you know, it's going to be pretty quiet, you know, pretty quiet place. And we land, we get off the plane, like I said, it's like 5 people, and the guy's got a sign, Goran Veg, like, man, there's some little old ladies, an old man, and me, like, you wonder which one it is. So, yeah, man, it was eye-opening. It was pretty daunting, but it was actually one of the best things I ever did. You know, it was hard, but all I could do was concentrate on basketball and school. That was it. There was no distractions and stuff, so that's what I did.
So what was it like managing all that? Because I've heard from you know, friends of mine and other people that the trainings are crazy. Like, training in the morning, doing classes, and then training again at night, and then say it's a certain day you'll play a game that day instead of a training, for example. So what was that process like?
Oh man, like I said, I was playing C-ball, and what I thought was difficult. Like, we would do free throw drills at the end. You miss a free throw, you got to run up and back. You know, it was never that hard. And I thought it was hard, but it wasn't that hard. I got to college, and man, I remember first training. I got there. I'm freaking out. You know, I've never been away from my family. I'm in the middle of like mountains and stuff. Don't know anyone, and I go to training. So training starts at 6.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, in the snow as well. So you got to walk through the snow. Like, I live on campus, but you got to walk through the snow, through a building into the court. I'll get there, and you know, in Australia, like, I was rocking up to training right on time, and you know, guys are sort of muck around, and then you get into it. Mate, I got there, and guys had just started the warm up, so we had to do 5 laps around the court, just warm up, and they just started running, and I was like, oh, we just jump in, and the assistant coach was running training. He's like, hold up. He goes, get the fuck out of here.
What?
He goes, go back, pack your shit. You're going home. You're going back to Australia. He goes, we don't want you. And I was like, oh, like 30 seconds late. Like, fuck out of here. You're done.
Jesus.
I mean, again, people think I'm a bitch, but I'll start crying again. I'll go back to my room. I'm crying like, oh man, I just got here erected. Like,
be upset. You.
Oh my God! Like, you know, obviously it was a test. They were testing me and making sure that I'm not going to be late. You know.
Yeah.
And coach called me and I went in and I met with him and he's like, nah, look, it's very important you're punctual and stuff like that. So, mate, I've never been late again. After that, I learned my lesson. But yeah, training. So the next day, you know, Super 17s, just go on sideline to sideline in a minute. So coach is like, all right, do a 17. Bang, I do it. And obviously I want to show out. I come first.
Nice.
Bust my ass. He's like, all right, back on the line. Go again. Bang. You know, now I'm coming fifth. Back on the line. Go. Bang. Now I'm last. I'm dying. Like, how many of these are we doing? But that was it. That was the whole session. Was just 17s.
Oh my God.
You don't touch a ball, right? So morning training was just conditioning. Hard work, man. 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. You can go get breakfast, have a shower, get ready, go to class. You're in class, 3 o'clock. Class is finished, 3:30. You're in the gym for about an hour and a half with the team. Go back, have some food, do your homework. Back on court 7 till about 10 o'clock. And then I used to, like, there was a ball rack. I just get the ball rack out and just shoot till about midnight on my own. You know, after trainings, just work on my J because I had no range to start with. So I just wanted to get a jump shot. So I was basically, I was getting out of there 11:30, 12 every night. Go home, do the same thing again.
I don't get how people survived without the NIL deal.
Yeah.
Like renting into stuff about how you're just saying right now, and then how you meant to work. It's literally another job.
Yeah.
Well, and couldn't make a cent on anything.
Yeah.
Especially back then, when there was no social media, there was technology was so different.
Well, I was in Wyoming, and I was very close to my family. I had a girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And I had a mobile phone at home, but I didn't take it with me because I couldn't get international roaming back then.
Yeah, of course.
There's no Facebook, there's no Insta, there's nothing, right? Yeah. All you can do is basically there's email or if you have a phone.
Yeah.
I didn't have a TV.
Yeah.
So when I first got there, not all my roommates, I had a 2-bedroom apartment. I had to share with this Russian dude in my room. He's out there guy, and then 2 guys from my team in the other room.
Yeah.
But they hadn't arrived yet.
Yeah.
I think they got. There was one guy there. So, but if no one was there, you imagine you're by yourself, no TV, nothing. You just sit there. I had a couch. You just sit there with your thoughts. Wait for the next thing to happen. I didn't know anyone to go visit anyone.
Yeah.
First month was hard, man. Like,
bloody hell, it would be
pretty difficult. Yeah.
And what was and then what happened? How long were you there for? So
I stayed for the first year and then I quit.
Why is that?
Man, because homesick.
Really?
Yeah.
Just all that bad. How did you play in the during season?
I played well. Like, so I got there. It was probably a couple of days in, and I went to the coach. I'm like, I can't do this. I got to go home. Like, it's not what I expected and stuff. And he was like, just stay and do the first, at least do till Christmas, and then see how you go.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll stick it out. And like, I'm glad I did. I wish I stayed the whole time. Now, I regret that I left. But at the time, I just wasn't prepared for it. That's one of the reasons I got into coaching in the first place. But playing wise, it was good, man. Like I played well. I put all my energy and effort into training. Because school wasn't that hard. It was pretty good. But yeah, I think I was averaging 13 and 12 or something.
That's good.
It was pretty good.
It's good for a freshman.
Yeah, it was decent. And my game improved. I learned a lot. I didn't know structure of basketball.
I
just was athletic.
And
tall. But I was skinny as. And we had to do gym. It was embarrassing. I remember, man, I couldn't lift a piece of paper back then.
Really?
Mate, I was weak as. So we had to pair up.
Yeah.
And they're like, pair up with someone, like centers go with the centers. But I had to pair up with this little point guard because I couldn't lift. I was like, so bad.
That's so funny to see now because you say he's strength and conditioning coach.
I know, man. That's like, honestly, all the stuff that I struggled with, that's what I wanted to do and help people with. I didn't know. I didn't know nutrition. I didn't know like how to get strong and how it impacted on the game. Once I did learn it, I was already like 25, 26 years old. So when I'm hitting my peak, it's too late. I wanted to teach kids early on. And so that's why I got into it.
So you finished college, you quit, and then Did you come back home or?
Yeah, I came back home. I enrolled into uni.
Yeah.
And I started training with the Razorbacks.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, no, I lie. I started with the Canberra Cannons first.
Canberra Cannons.
All right, so that was an NBL team.
NBL team, yeah.
One of the many that folded through administration. Mm-hmm. So I went down there with my cousin Tony Lalich, and we were there for, I don't know, part of 2 months or something like that.
Oh, really?
Training with the team. Basically, we were like development players back then.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how we got there. I don't even remember. But I remember we were there and Cal Bruton was coaching, and we had it was a good team. I think we started the season 6-0, and then they went into administration. Just stopped.
Yeah, when I was speaking to Bruce about like what the NBL used to be like, it used to be super competitive and stuff back in the day. How many teams were in the comp back then, if you remember?
Man, I know it was about the same amount of teams, but teams would come in and drop out.
Come in
and drop out. You know, there's been a million of them.
Yeah.
They want to expand, but then I think just they don't have the infrastructure to start with to support long term.
Yeah.
So unfortunately at Canberra, they folded. So, but luckily I was put in touch with Gordy McLeod, who was the Razorbacks coach, and I started with them. And I was just going to uni at the same time.
How was it playing for the Razorbacks? Like, what was that like?
Amazing. Like that year when I went there, we lost the finals to the Kings, best of 5 in the 5th game. It was really competitive. We had, I think it was the only team. It might still be the only team ever in the NBL to have made the finals with no imports. Really? Yeah. Shit. But we had all boomers in the team, like John Reilly, Sam McKinnon, Simon Dwight, Aaron Trahair, just beasts. It was amazing. Just training, those scrimmages and training was probably the best basketball I've ever played in. Shit. Just because the competitive nature between all those guys going at each other, it was fantastic. It was good.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah. What was it like back in the day? Like with the NBL, would you say it's tougher than it is now? Like even with basketball, what do you see like the big differences from like back when you were playing early 2000s, let's say, to now 2020?
I wouldn't say the basketball so much is tougher. I wouldn't say, I'd say it's on par. But the game's changed, it's a lot more 3-point orientated. Of course. Positionless basketball. There was a lot more post-game, which suited me back then. But even back then, I was playing the 2 because I was so skinny.
You're playing 2 still?
Yeah, I was playing the 2. So 3 at most when I was playing pro because I'm 6'9", I was 78 kilos. I was light as...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, really skinny. Like embarrassingly skinny. Used to wear like 3 T-shirts to try to thicken up a bit. But man, it was tough.
Yeah.
I think it's still, Australia is known for its toughness.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And it does, you can see it when you go overseas. Every different country has like a different vibe. So Australia is like, very strong, very tough. But definitely the style has changed more to more up-tempo, 3-point shooting. Yeah.
And you went to Croatia and Malaysia as well.
Yeah.
I did my research.
Yeah, man. You sent me this stuff and like you're going to talk about it. I was like, jogging my memory, like,
So what would you say the big differences from playing from Australia, America, and then playing pro in Croatia and Malaysia?
Well, America, I remember the culture shock of the basketball itself was the athleticism. I remember we had this guy who was about 6'1", and man, he was like strong and just athletic. I remember, and I'd go up for a rebound, and he would just jump over my back and yell, like intimidating.
Yeah, of course.
And I realized pretty quickly that I'm going to have to play stronger, because I was always the athletic one in Australia. Now I'm just average. Everyone can run and jump. So I have to, cater my game to that. But what the strength was, the structured side of things, I kind of picked that up quicker. Then going to Croatia, it's funny, like very professional in one way, garbage in another way. Like,
what do you mean by that?
So you get the training's great. Players are amazing.
Yeah.
High level, but they're very lazy.
Really?
You know, finish training, guys are straight away on the piss or smoking, you know. Yeah. Like,
fucking hell.
Yeah, it's in that respect, they're not looking after their bodies and stuff. And just strange things would happen. Like, we went to training, and it was one of the first trainings I had in the Croatian team in Zadar. And they had just had a road trip or something. I think they didn't play very well that weekend. And there was people in the crowd at training, which I thought was weird to begin with, and they were heckling us.
What?
But that's our supporters, though. But they were pissed off because we didn't win a game or whatever. Yeah. And the coach had to stop training and like, get out. If you're gonna heckle us, you can't watch. You know? Like, get stuffed, you know. Typical Croats, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then we were doing like some warm up, and I look over, and the coach is doing like a headstand. Like he's, I'm like,
what?
I'm like, what's he doing? They're like, he like just likes to do these different exercises. I'm like, or it was just strange, you know. Funny things that happen, you know, that you remember. But they were great. Like the guys were tough, like really tough. Great players, excellent players, and high level.
Does everybody play like Manu Ginobili in Europe?
Sorry?
Does everybody play like Manu Ginobili?
Oh yeah, some guys. And then you got your real Euro moves. Guys got sky hooks. You know, they're good with their left hand and smart, tough. It was. And very fiery, very, you know, a lot of the times you'll have training and it's pretty flat and guys are just going through the motions, and then someone will get the shits, and then it's on. People go hard, you know. But if they don't push that level all the time. It's only here and there. Actually, that happened in Australia. I was training with the Razorbacks, and we had Aaron Tryout on the team, who's a boomer, fantastic player. Yeah. But at the time, I was guarding this guy, and I'm thinking, what's the deal with Aaron Tryout? He's got this big name, and he's so easy to guard. He does nothing. He's soft off the ball, and like, this guy's, he's not that good, man. I think I can go with this. You know, I started getting cocky.
Of course.
And then one training, he got angry at the coach about something. They had a disagreement, and he went and sat down, and he had the shits. And then the coach went and spoke to him, and it's like, come back and play. And he cooked me. Like, I couldn't do anything with this guy. He was bouncing around. I'm like on skates. Whoa, where did this come from? Hitting threes, little bump and one. You know, killer. When he decided he wanted to,
just go at you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, and one thing I could do is defend, but these guys it was tough.
Different level. Would you say it was a big step up, like from college to the pros?
Huge. I mean, the physicality went up again. The athleticism was high. Guys are strong, smart, savvy players. And like I remember guarding McKinnon, and you know, you want to make a name for yourself and do your best. So I'm busting my ass. I'm trying to get stops. And he's hitting shots. He's shooting it. It's like a high five every time. I'm right there. Bucket. You know, he just doesn't miss. No matter how much pressure you put on him. I'm fouling him, grabbing his jersey. No, still here. It's like just really tough, high level. You're just not used to that. You know?
Of course.
And even you do shooting drills. Like this is when I'm teaching kids. I'm trying to tell them to bring intensity to drills because it carries over to the game.
Exactly.
Our shooting drills like 1st to 7. So, like, I could shoot the J. I'm hitting the J. Bang, bang, bang. Get to 5. We haven't missed. Like, it's a group of 2. Pairing up. Get to 5. Boom, 7. How'd you get to 7? We haven't missed yet. It's just because they will shoot and sprint, get the rebound, kick it, boom, hit it. Like, so quick, so efficient. So you can't miss. But not only can you not miss, you got to sprint to your rebound. You got to throw that pass hard. You know, there's no lackadaisical, whatever, man. You know, too cool for school stuff. It's competitive. It was really impressive and great to be a part of. Especially for someone that didn't start that long ago, you know.
Oh yeah, you're still at what, 4 or 5 years playing at that point?
4 years.
4 years. And then what happened after? So how long did you play for Western? Was it
Razorbacks?
Western Sydney?
Yeah, I was there for 2 years.
2 years. Yep.
Yeah, and look, so what happened was I started getting to the point where I saw there was young guys coming through. 18, 19, and I'm like already like 22, 23 now. And actually, what you mentioned before with the difference in the league now and back then, there was no money in the league then. You know, if you're in the 10, if you're like top 4 or 5 players in the team, you're getting paid.
Yeah.
Then it's, it's drip feed for the rest of the players.
Yeah.
So making very little money, you know, and from outside looking in, people are like, wow, you're an NBL player.
Yeah.
But the reality is, you know, you're eating tuna all week because you can't afford food. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much money. And it's enough to sustain you. You can get by, but you're not getting ahead. So I started thinking, what happens if I hurt myself or whatever? I've got nothing. So that's why I was like, I'm just going to get a job and I'll just I'll play ABA or the next level down and just play in that instead. So I decided not to try to play NBL anymore.
Wow, was it the money that bad?
Yeah, it was bad. It was, and you know, it's not as bad as in Europe where you know, people just won't pay you and there's nothing you can do. Yeah. Wow. Some places you can. I've heard some horror stories. You know, teams withholding money and stuff like that. But you know, it was sometimes you get paid erratically, not getting paid on time, or you know. But that was the nature of the NBL at the time.
Yeah,
you know, not every team had money, you know, and they look after the stars first.
Yeah, of course.
Which is, you know, you understood that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to look after yourself. And you know, I was still the biggest problem I had for myself was I was too light. So I wasn't strong enough.
So when did that change? When did you start getting in the gym a lot, or
how did
that go?
So I went to an office job because I didn't know what to do with my life, and I started an office job, hated it, and I just quit. Then I was like, well, what am I going to do then? And I love sport, and to be a personal trainer. Do a personal training course.
Yeah.
I started working as a personal trainer, and that's when I started lifting and stuff, and I started talking to other trainers, worked out my diet. And I remember sitting there with this guy. He was a trainer. I can't remember his name, but he helped me a lot, actually. I owe him a lot because he's like, let's go through what you're eating, because I told him I can't put on weight. And that's what I used to tell everyone, my metabolism is too fast and stuff. And he just started laughing at me. He's like, you serious, man? That's what you eat? I was like, yeah. He's like, let's change it all up. And he showed me how to eat right. Yeah. And I put on 10 kilos. Within a month. What? Yeah, I just put on 10 kilos.
Insane.
Yeah, just started, you know, lifting, and I loved it. Started running. And my basketball just went through the roof. Like, I'd played at higher levels when I was younger, but at that stage I played much, much better. You know, everything improved. Became more physical, and I was able to start hitting back, you know, which was good. You know, I used to try to catch people on blocks and dunks, but you know, being able to bump and play that game made the game so much more fun.
So we're talking about so you did the Razorbacks and then you went to Europe after.
Yeah.
And then did you straight go to do the office job, or was that like in between?
I went to Croatia first.
Yeah.
Man, the office job was after that.
Yeah.
So, I went over. It was funny how I went over there as well. Like, I wanted to go over. I had no idea how to. Yeah. So I had a highlight tape on some grainy old VHS tape. And my cousin Tony, I played ball with, his brother's wife's dad. Like, so just like some distant relative, right? He got his hands on this tape, and my cousin Tony had one, and he just went around to teams and was dropping videos off and showing people their videos. Wow. He's not an agent or anything. This guy just did this favor for us. And I didn't even know he was doing it. I had no idea. So I just all of a sudden get these emails and calls from this guy in Zadar. Like, he's like, I'm going to come out and see you guys. I'm like, oh, mad, awesome. I remember, and he's like, I'm going to come out and watch you play. So I was going to have an ABA game. It's he's coming out watch the Saturday game. So it's like Tuesday night, I'm playing a local comp in Auburn. I get tunneled, fall down, fracture my wrist.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I'm spewing. But luckily, the guy didn't care. He's like, it's all good, man. We've seen your videos and stuff. And he still wanted us to come out, and we went out to Croatia just based off this guy sharing our videos.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll never forget it, man. Like, He unfortunately passed away, but I'll never forget like the kind gestures people do for you.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is, right?
It's so crazy to believe how the videotape and highlight stuff has not changed that much because it's still the same. As I was saying, we were talking about before about this kid I know just sent highlights and now he's playing community college.
Yeah,
same thing. It's crazy thing, but that's pro though. That's like a different level.
Yeah,
it's so weird to think about.
Yeah, and like this guy came all the way from Croatia to Australia, but he had some like connection with Melbourne Tigers, and he'd been to Australia before, so and he loved Australia. So I don't know, maybe it was a nice holiday for him. I don't know, but I was happy to go over. And it was great fun, great experience.
Yeah. What was the biggest lesson you learnt from playing in Croatia?
Oh, no. Hard to say. It's all professionalism. Probably what I needed was an agent. Yeah. Because I was trying to negotiate.
Did you still not have an agent at this point?
No, I never had an agent. Never. I just did everything on my own, which, probably in hindsight wasn't the best. But, my train of thought was like, I'm not making that much money from it. It's not like I'm negotiating $1 million contracts, so it doesn't matter. But over there, it mattered because I probably could have picked up something pretty good, but I didn't have the language skills to negotiate properly, So there was a lot of times when we were negotiating and I didn't know what was being said. I was just going, I don't want to look like a dumbass. So I was pretending I knew what was going on, walked out of there like, I don't know what's happening, which is crazy to think now.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's your future, right? But at the time I was so shy and I didn't want to step on toes. I just, went with the flow. So I probably should have got myself an agent or someone to work on my behalf. But, in the end, it still worked out well. So I enjoyed myself and, got to see Europe in that respect, playing basketball and stuff and the crazy crowds.
Oh, it's
crowds
insane.
Crowds. We have, I remember the guy came from Croatia and he had a tape of the game to show us what it was like.
Yeah.
And it was a Croatian team versus Serbian team. So obviously there's, they had that animosity, especially back then. And the people behind the bench were like going off at the bench, right? Yeah. But the bench had this big perspex wall behind the bench. Yeah. And they were hitting it and stuff. Shit. And I remember seeing it and going, at least that cover is there. And then the first thing I checked when I got there was check this wall to see how strong it is, And it's only like this thick, and then underneath you can still get to the players. So I was like, I don't know, like that's a bit dodgy.
It's insane. I seen I can't remember who it was. It was I think it was a German team. Oh god, Fenerbahce. Where are they German?
I'm not sure.
Anyways, I saw them playing some EuroLeague game. I think it was against Luka Doncic in Real Madrid.
Okay.
And it was flares inside the stadium going off.
Inside,
That's insane.
Yeah. Like people think NBA is crazy, college is crazy, Europe is crazy. Europe, you get hit with coins, you get spat on, like it's
disgusting.
Insane. Yeah, it's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you get hit? Did anybody throw anything at you?
Luckily, I didn't get hit myself.
Yeah.
But I was just the end of the bench guy, so luckily, they don't care about you.
Yeah.
I remember the best thing that ever happened in terms of getting heckled was in America. Yeah. So I went to we played at a rival school. Like I said back then, I'm just used to youth league and
of course.
Australian basketball. So it's not there's no one heckling you.
Yeah.
And I was warming up, and just you can hear the crowd just Goran, you suck, over and over.
What?
I was dying. I'm like, this is amazing. How good is this? I was just happy they knew my name, must be doing something right.
The funniest thing about American crowds is they don't swear or anything. So I was at a hockey game like back in the day, and it was the team name. I think it was a team from Canada, and they were playing. We were in Seattle, and it was maybe Prince something. Let's say Prince Charles or something. Like, Prince Charles, you suck. And that was a chance. And I'm just like, yo, if you come to fucking Western Sydney or something, same people watch The Wanderers, fuck off, you cunt. You suck, mate. It's shit like that all the time.
Well, actually, saying that I played in Newcastle.
Yeah.
And Newcastle, everyone's getting tanked and just yelling out, same thing. So I was at the free throw line. And it goes quiet, and there's this one dude's like, Goran, you big nose cunt. Just, you're trying to block it out. I'm trying not to laugh,
Okay, when someone's, I would be cracking up.
It was good.
It's just fun. It's like I love America.
Yeah.
Like, just they're so like, especially the fans. The atmosphere like shits on any Australian game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny. Like Clippers, let's go. And then you just hear someone just swearing. There's probably when LaMelo Ball played, there's probably people just going, "Oh, LaMelo, you're a fucking cunt."
Yeah.
Shit like that. 100%. So he's playing in Illawarra as well. Oh, you definitely would have heard that.
Yep. Hard out.
Do you have any other like crazy stuff that was like screamed at you that you remember?
Oh man, yeah, I remember. Actually, I was playing for Parramatta in ABA, and I was moving to go to Maitland the next year.
Yep.
So they knew I had signed, and there was a bunch of people in the crowd that made signs and stuff like that, and they were like really supportive and calling out and stuff, and they were like, "Shoot a three, Goran," you know. I'm like, just playing. I'm like, no, like, I'm just playing normal. Because like at this stage of my career, you know, I'm playing inside. We got 3-point shooters. I'm not going to go out there. So half time, they're like, "Why don't you shoot a three?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I didn't shoot threes," you know. And but I had like 40 that game. I had a good game.
Sure.
So I may as well at the end I shoot a three. And I hit it. I'm like, yeah. I point at the guy that keeps yelling it out. And he goes, "Fuck you." That was awesome.
That's unreal. I'm trying to think. The craziest thing I remember, you probably definitely experienced this, was one of those Friday night games we played at school. Did you ever see any of those? At school, did you ever see like any of us like play like against Cranbrook or anything? Like back in the day, we played like Friday nights. We tried to.
When it was the ones?
Yeah, like once.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I know it was big because everyone will come down, right?
It was big, so like everybody would come down. That was like the thing. Nobody goes anymore because nobody cares about basketball since coaches left and people still there. Won't say names, but I'm shooting a free throw. We were up maybe like, let's say 5. I'm shooting a free throw. I got fouled, and then I'm shooting free, and it just went silent. I'm just dribbling. It's just me and the basketball.
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything like it, and like I felt like weird. It was like, I think I missed the first one. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. And then the time I got fouled again, same thing, and I kept, because it was at the end of the game, so I kept shooting free throws at the end.
Yep.
And I've never experienced anything like you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
It was that quiet.
Yeah.
Have you had any like tough, like close games and like had experiences like that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
At the free throw line for sure. Remember one game I got fouled on the buzzer.
Shit.
Actually, at the time it was the biggest comeback in ABA ever.
Yeah.
I think we were down 33 at the half or something, and we came back.
Yeah.
It was against Illawarra.
Yep.
And it was tied ball game, and I got an offensive rebound. I went back up with it and got fouled, and I had to get a line, just like no time on the clock.
Yeah.
And I shot the first. It felt good. Missed.
Brutal.
Yeah. And so shot the second.
Yeah.
They're like, it's off, and it went in.
Yeah.
I was like, it was mad. That was pretty good, but nerve-wracking. I've had plenty of games where I've blown it as well, missed shots, missed free throws.
I've done that.
Oh man, yeah. But you learn from it. The main thing was that I learned. I remember missing a shot. It was only like youth league or something for a game winner.
Yeah.
The play was drawn up for someone else, and they kicked it to me, and I just wasn't ready, and I shot and bricked it. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I was devastated. But at the time, it's like the end of the world.
Yeah, of course.
But you learn from it. Like next time, no matter what, I'll be ready, and you're better for it. And then you have whether you make or miss, at least you put up something good. You know. But that all those nerves, like playing. I played in Philippines. I did a tour there. We played the Filipino national team. At the Araneta Coliseum. It was like 20,000 fans.
Shit.
It was pumping.
Is that the biggest you ever played in front of?
Yeah, for 100%. Playing in front of big crowds, but like I'm talking 5,000. When it's 20,000,
that's crazy,
man. And it's on nationally televised in the Philippines. That's like millions of people watching.
Shit.
So that's pretty nerve wracking. But man, it gets you going. Like I don't think I had that much energy in my life. Like before a game, like whoa, this is mad. You know, it was really cool.
That's 20,000. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What's it like playing and just Can you even hear like what's happening on the court?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can hear. I mean, look, I had a coach when I went to the States the first time on my tour. I remember he said to me like, "There's crowds and stuff, but once you're on the court, no one can affect you. You're in control. It doesn't matter what's being said. It doesn't matter what they yell out. You're in control." I always remembered that, and that helped. So you're kind of able to focus. So I don't remember like. I mean, you'll hear if you do something well or if you do something bad. You know what I mean? And the crowd definitely can lift you or deflate you. Yeah. But once you're like concentrating on the job, you just kind of get on with it. But I remember one time in that game against the Philippines, we're on the fast break. Someone threw an outlet pass, and I went to get it, but it was just a bit too long, and I ran like near the crowd, like to the railing, and this guy just like cocked his hand back. And I was like stunned, and then he just was laughing. You know, I was like, oh.
So wait, what was it for? To go to the Philippines?
So is this guy Marco Solorio? I know he's a Filipino guy, and he's he just organizes. He organized this event. So he had like Filipino teams coming out to Australia to play like the NBL teams and whatnot. Yeah. And he was like, "You want to go over and play? I'm putting a team together." You know, sure. You know, but I had no idea that in the Philippines basketball was so big.
They love it.
Yeah, it was incredible. You know, I was expecting nothing, you know. I didn't know what I was getting into. It was amazing. It was so fun. Like, we would go into shops and people recognizing us. Like, really? Mr. Veg, you know, I saw you jump shot. I'm like, what? You know, this is mad. Then you go back to Sydney Airport, like, we're home. And I was like, who is you guys?
That's awesome. You know, wait, so was this when you're playing in the NBL still? Or?
Nah, this was 2009.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but...
Was it just like a special team just made up to go play?
Yeah, it was just a tour.
Yeah.
We played the national team twice, I think, and we played the San Miguel Beermen, who were a pro team over there. Just played 5 games or something.
That's awesome.
It was cool. It was really good.
With that, would you say that's one of your coolest experiences? Like, what has been your coolest experience that basketball brought you?
Yeah, like definitely traveling. You know, you've seen the world. I've seen places I never would have gone to, like China multiple times. Yeah, you know, doing Great Wall of China, all this stuff. Like I never would have picked to go there.
Yeah, of course.
You know, gone all over the world, and obviously you have funny experiences and the people you meet, and you know, so many different characters. So yeah, the travel, definitely. It's, you know, playing pro and all that is one thing, but the experiences you have, it makes your life that much better. Yeah.
What's the coolest country you've played in?
Ooh, that's tough. I mean, everywhere is different for different reasons. Good for different reasons. I love going to America. I actually started taking tours myself.
I know.
Yeah, man, doing that, I'm not even playing, and it's mad. But, you know, I love getting billeted out to different families, and you go to these people's place, and they like show you off, and everyone you know wants to hang out.
What's that experience like with running those American camps? Do you like connect or?
Yeah. So the same guy that took me, I asked him to hook me up. So he's still doing it.
Oh, okay.
So he was my coach on the first tour.
Yeah,
so he's a legend, David Greenberg. He's out of Manly.
Yeah.
But he had another guy working for him, Dave Laboja. He used to play for the Kings, and I know he's Croatian as well. Just knew him, so they sort of get the scheduling for you, but you organise everything else. You know, all you need to say is like, we want to play really good teams because our team's pretty good this year. Yeah. Or like, you know, we've got a younger team this year, so probably not as hard, and then they just do scheduling for you.
Awesome. I was going to say, I hear you. So as I said, you've played these tournaments. The big tournament that Bruce always used to tell me about was the jump 10 thing. How did that come?
Man,
how was that whole process?
Yeah, well, there was tryouts. I remember Luke Harkins and Bruce Bolden had the contract for Australia to play in that. So it's basically every country gets represented. Someone bids for a contract to run the team, and they send a team over. So we had to try out. I remember doing tryouts out at Homebush. Made that team, and like I ended up being the captain of the team, which was This was awesome. Yeah. And you go to Shanghai, and it's pretty crazy, man. Like you go to Shanghai, rock up. You're in this 5-star hotel. And every team is there. Like every team stays in the same hotel.
Yeah.
So you got to eat, and and you got your own team T-shirt, and everyone's in their little groups and like death staring at each other, like trying to size each other up.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense. And there's like 7-footers everywhere, and then you got this like beautiful hotel in the city, and then across the road's like slum. It's just everything's just mixed together.
Yeah.
It was crazy like that. And the games, the format it's almost like 3-on-3. Like it's so quick. I think it's 12-minute games or something, or first to 15. And like, what was it, 15-second shot clock or something? It's just run and gun basketball. I think we made the quarterfinal, but it's one of those ones where you psych yourself up all day. You get ready, you warm up, and the game's over so quick. It's like, damn, like I want to play again. I'm ready to go. But yeah, it was fun. Crazy experiences as well. It's the culture, like it's so different. Man, there's stories I could tell you. I don't know if I should say them on a podcast, but they're crazy stuff.
We'll talk about that after.
Another time, But crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
But nothing too bad. It's just weird. Weird stuff you see in different countries.
Yeah.
You walk down the street. There's a monkey on the street.
What?
It's a monkey. Like what?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah. How did you end up playing in Malaysia? So was that with the timeline? So Croatia, and then you started ABA. Was that after the ABA?
Yeah, it was after. That was 2013, maybe.
Oh, really recent.
Yeah, it's pretty recent. Yeah. Like I actually started playing a lot of these like circuits and tournaments and stuff overseas.
And like, how do they all come up with that? Just coaches,
it's all connections. The more you play, the more you meet people. If you play well, people remember. And social media, like I get people reaching out, like, hey, we need a center to play in this tournament or in this or whatever it is. So Malaysia was through a guy I played with in Parramatta. He was a point guard at Parramatta. Inglao, his name was. Great player.
Yeah.
But he moved back to Malaysia.
Yeah.
And he started playing there, and they needed an import. So in each team, you can have 3 imports.
Yeah.
And they had 2, and they asked me to come out and be import. So I was the 3rd import, and mate, like that was insane. Like this again, I don't know what to expect. I go over, they drive me over to this like property that's the size of Penrith. Like it's huge.
Bloody hell.
So the owner of the team is this crazy billionaire, right?
Yeah.
He's got so much money. And we all stay on this property in this one house, like a mansion, and then down the street, he's got his own basketball stadium. And that's where we train. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, insane. So I stay in this house, and I've got a bed, and then like it's this huge room, and then the other side of the room is all these bunk beds, and then the other locals are staying there. So we're just like sleeping in the same house. Like it was just weird,
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
But it's not what you expect.
Yeah. And what was that? So how long were you there for?
A month.
Oh,
that was like you play a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I was there for longer, but the season goes for like a month.
Really?
Yeah, it was quick.
How'd you play in that?
Yeah, played well. Played really good. But
what's the big difference with the game over there?
The local players are probably at about a state league level.
Really?
Yeah. Like I mean, yeah, that's probably the level they're at. So you can go at them, but the imports are crazy. They're getting imports from I remember a bunch of 7-footers.
Yeah.
Really good players. They're paying them a lot of money. So it's a funny game. You got 3 guys on the court who they're okay, and then 2 guys that just pretty much do everything.
Yeah.
They might kick it out to the other guys to shoot a 3 or something, but otherwise the imports are doing everything.
Did you play anywhere else? What was that?
Have I played anywhere else?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I did China a few times.
What's the game like in China?
They cheat.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like, they make it skewed towards like the home team. So if you're going over there to play, we went over. Basically, it's like this circuit where you play against the home team.
Yep.
And then there's teams that come over from overseas. So there's a Lithuanian pro team.
Yeah.
The Cuban national team. Just random.
Yeah.
You know? Everything's random.
Yeah.
And you play everyone that weekend, and then you go to a different city. But the local team, like you can beat them, but you can't blow them out. You start blowing them out, the refs will just start calling fouls and
really.
Like, but they come and tell you, like, well they'll say we're gonna call fouls against you now for a few minutes or whatever.
What?
Yeah, it's like, well, all right, can you do that? But yeah, they can. So in that way, it was weird, but this incredible stuff happened, right? We're on the court. We're about to play. Like, there's 5,000 people in the crowd. We rock up in the team bus. Everyone's got their headphones on. And they come up to us and say, oh, you got to play a little exhibition first. And we're like, what are you talking about? They're like, there's a local team here. Just for 5 minutes. Just play with them, and then your game will start. All right. No worries. So
weird.
They're like local, like they don't even play basketball. They don't know how to dribble, you know. So a couple of the bench guys just played with them, mucking around. And then a guy goes on the court and just grabs the ball, and we just figure the game's over. We're like, who's this guy? And then we see security go over, and then the guy starts fighting, and then realize he's just some guy. He just came and grabbed the ball, right? Some drunk guy. And they grab him, and they take him out under the tunnel so the crowd can't see him. It's got bang, Batman's just beating the crap out of this guy. We're like,
fucking hell.
Gosh, yeah. And they're like, no, you go warm up.
What? How you better go play a basketball game straight after that?
Like, yeah. I know. And
that's crazy, man.
Yeah. The one game we rock up, we don't have any basketballs. We're like, guys, you got supply basketballs? They gave us one size 6 rubber ball.
What?
One. And it's a pro game, like big crowd, playing a pro team. I try to do layup line with a rubber ball that's not even big.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
So I was stalking your Instagram a little bit, and I saw a picture of you on a magazine cover.
Yeah.
Why magazine?
Yeah.
So what was that, and what was that all about?
I had a friend back in the day who he wanted to start his own magazine. Which he did. Basketball magazine, and probably wasn't the best time. I think he started and it was good, but then that's like everything started going online. But that was like one of the last basketball magazines, and I don't even remember where I knew this guy from. But he asked me and my cousin to come and do an interview and be on the cover and stuff. Which was cool at the time, but now looking at the photo, man, my hair's horrible. I got this toilet brush hair.
Added a couple inches.
Exactly. I'm trying to get to 7 foot. So with that, actually, I played. You remember And1? And1 mixed.
Of course.
Yeah. So I played against them in 2005, and I had this like big hair. I don't know what I was thinking. And I remember before the game, they're like, "What's your nickname?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, What nickname do you use? What's your handle? I'm like, I don't know, just call me by my name. I don't I don't want a nickname, they all got half men, half amazing and stuff. So I go out there and we start playing, and I got a dunk. And I was pumped. Big crowd, entertainment center, and they've got like this MC, but he's on the court running with the microphone. And I'm thinking I'm like the man, and then he's like, Cosmo Kramer.
What?
They call me Kramer from Seinfeld because my hair is big. I'm like, damn, I should have given him a nickname. Embarrassing.
How did that come up? So the And1 used to, I know they toured all around America. Did they tour in like Australia and stuff as well?
Yeah, so they will come to Australia, and what the premise is they go from city to city, and they have like an open run, and they choose players from that open run to challenge the N1 team, right? Which is not really what happens. That's just what the TV show wants you to believe, right? But what really happens is they've got an organizer who just calls good players to come in
the area.
And like I said, they're like, you want to play against N1, we'll pay you, we'll give you some gear, and no worries. And it's you're set up to sort of look bad, So the thing is, you have to play within a meter of the player guarding if he has the ball or not.
Really?
Yeah. Otherwise, they're like, we'll sub you off, and they're trying to make it sound like, we're gonna play pressure defense and stuff. But it's all to get hit on back doors and scream, you know, so they beat you. But you know, it's a good experience.
Yeah.
But man, I remember that night for the afterwards there was this nightclub at the casino called the Cave. It's like this R&B club back in the day. Yeah. And all the boys wanted to go out, but none of us were ready. Like we didn't bring gear or anything to go out. And my friend was over from America, Anthony Schuschneider, right? So he's a baller as well, but he only had shorts on. And all of us are trying to get in the club, but well, you can't get in with shorts. Yeah. So I had this idea that I'll go in. Yeah. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll take off my jeans. I'll give them to my friend. He can take them out. Yeah. And my mate can put the jeans on, come in, give them back, and we can be in the club, right? Yeah. So I thought I was genius. Only thing is, I get to the cubicle. There's only one toilet. Yeah. And I go in. There's no lock on it. And I'm holding it shut. Yeah. I give my pants to my mate, and he goes out. And then, like, I've given him my pants with my phone, my wallet, everything in the pants. Yep. And I'm just sitting there holding the door waiting. I start thinking, like, what if they don't come back? I'm going to see my undies in the club. No. And people are, like, getting the shits because I'm in the bathroom and there's only one cubicle, you know? And banging on the door. So, like, half hour goes by, 40 minutes. I'm like, I'm sweating. Like, So I was thinking, like, I was very close to, like, bolting out of the toilet in my undies in the club and just trying to get home somehow, you know? And luckily they came back. Yeah, thank God. That would have been interesting. So it's one of my... Not my best idea, but
funny moment.
Yeah, it's a funny moment.
Did anybody get crossed up by the professor?
Oh, the professor.
He's unreal.
Oh man, yeah. Him and there's another guy. I can't remember which guy it was. He does the 720. The dunk.
Oh my god. I know exactly what you're talking about. Because it was in one of his videos. Anyways, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so he did that. Like, there might have been like 2 minutes left and everyone's ran on the court.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I got in a little fight too.
Did you?
Yeah, the half man, half amazing. He kept going back door, trying to get lobs, and I just kept bumping him out. He got the shit, so he got the ball, just chucked it at my head in the game. I'm like, what the fuck? So I pushed him and, like, you know, I'm like, what's going on? You know, I got subbed off. I'm like,
mate, you're too close.
Yeah. Don't touch the stars, man. You know, you're just here to look bad. You know.
That's so funny that was set up because, like, that was like when I first got into basketball. Professors' videos always come up, so I would like research heavy all-and-one stuff, and I like knew about like Escalade, that was the big
guy. Yeah.
And I'm like, I was reading all about it, and it looked like actual basketball, but to hear now that it's not even real.
Man,
that's unreal.
It's all make believe, man. That's all.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay, so back into it. So one thing, as I said, how I met you was through coaching. So I've seen you. There's the Venoa Create. Is that still happening?
Yep.
And then what's Hoops Lab?
So Hoops Lab's just it's a training I do out at KGV with Graham Dan.
Yeah.
It's just basically adults that love to play. They just come down and do a session. So you know, instead of just doing a workout on a treadmill or whatever, you come down, learn some skills, learn a few things, but also just get a good workout in. Yeah. It's a good vibe. People are cool. It's good fun, actually. It's great. Yeah.
How'd you get that started?
I was doing it with a girl called Emma who was running hoops originally. And she started it all. She's like the godfather of it all. Like she wanted to move up to Byron Bay, and she said, "Do you want to take over the business?" And I didn't want to take over the whole business because I had my own stuff going with Venoa. But Graham jumped in and said he'll take over, and we've been going together since then.
And what happened with Grassroots?
Grassroots Hoops, yeah. So that was
that was you and Jordan.
Jordan's business really, but we worked together. But it was his business, so, and he moved to Queensland. Yeah. So I started Venoa with Hulla. Yeah, Hulla Manoa, my other good friend.
My dad just went off. Sorry, guys. What were you saying?
Yeah, we started Venoa after Jordan left.
Yeah.
We've been going, 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, it's been going for a bit now. So what's Venoa? Is that just basketball? Is that personal training as well?
Yeah, it's a bit of everything. Mentoring. So a lot of what we do is to do with the mental side of things as well, because...
That's great, actually.
Yeah, like what happened with me in college, you know, if I had someone to sort of explain to me what I was getting into before I went, it would make it easier transition, and to understand that the struggle in basketball is like 80% of it is negative, but you get 20% positive. It's very difficult, you know, if you want to make it to that top level. And just being realistic with people so they know what to expect, you know. And not just with kids, but also parents.
Yeah, of course.
Because a lot of parents get gaslighted by people like, you need to do this or you won't make it, you know, and they end up paying, you know, crazy amounts of money for something they don't need. So just telling them what the steps are and how to do things, and you know, sometimes they're overbearing, sometimes they're not doing enough, you know, trying to help them with that as well. Yeah. So it's personal training in every way. Yeah.
And so you were talking before you trained Buru. Have you trained any other, like, you know, guys that are doing like quite well at the moment overseas?
Overseas at the moment,
Or maybe not overseas, they're doing well in basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a hand in training a lot of people. Like even with Budul, you know, I have trained him, but I wouldn't definitely take credit for it. You know, he's been in some of my sessions. Great kid. And there's a lot of people like that I've trained, but I wouldn't say I've been there trained all the way through. And it's pretty much like that with everyone, because you see them in different stages. Most of the stuff I do is group stuff. I try not to do one-on-ones that much, like here and there. So that people learn team structure. More, you know how it is when you play ball.
Of course.
There's only so much like handles you can do. You got to get rid of the ball, move off the ball, set screens and stuff, play defense. So that's another thing, you know, that is overlooked. You know? The intangibles of the game. You know, so I try to teach that. But yeah, I've had a hand in a lot of people's journey. But I wouldn't want to take credit either. You know?
Fair enough. One thing I always remember, the beach run at Bondi.
Oh yeah,
that was brutal. I remember you asked us all down there, the whole team. I don't think many people came. I don't even think there was like maybe half the team, if I remember.
Half the team,
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, I love those sessions.
Do you still do those?
Yeah, still do them. I mean, that goes through summer. Saturday morning, 6 a.m. Mate, sun's coming
insane.
Up. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But like, I love that stuff. You know, I love those.
One thing I don't miss.
Yeah.
Love everything else, but did not miss that early morning. I only did it once, but I still remember it was hell. Because when we ran from one side, it was Bondi, and Bondi is fucking big.
Yeah.
We ran from one side of Bondi all the way to the other, and then you made us run up and down in the water. And I think we're doing like push-ups like at the front of the water or something.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I don't know, like, sometimes you never see people again after that.
No. You're lucky I came back to training that week. Little stuff.
People will be like, I hate this guy. But beach is supposed to be fun, right?
Oh, no. Not after those trainings. Oh, my God. What do you, like, with that, do you, like, going into, like, doing those beach trainings, is, like, certain goals you want to hit for those athletes, you would say? Or, like...
Yeah, definitely. Like,
what's your mindset with, like, taking people and doing those beach workouts?
Well, it's through the summer, so it's basically the off-season.
Yeah.
So you can hit it hard.
Yeah.
And the aim is, you know, to get your fast-twitch muscle fibers firing, because you're in the soft sand and having to do sprints and explosive stuff there. Very hard, but that's the time to go really, really, you know, expansive and difficult with your workout.
Yeah.
And then once you hit the season, you got to maintain. Obviously, you're not doing stuff like that, but you get in the best shape you can in that pre-season. What I learned is, like, don't have an off-season, because when you try to do that, you try to come back, it's devastating. You know. You know how it is after you had your broken leg, you're trying to come back. It's hard. It's hard.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get back into it, like, because now since then I'm just not. I'm super inconsistent with like working out. Like, I'm trying to do something every day, but like even so, like sometimes I just wake up and I'm just pain everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just catching up maybe.
I know all about that, man. My knees that remind me every day how.
I already done one knee, so if I'm one away, that was my thing. I'm like, if I do both knees, done.
Yeah, take up chest.
So I'm done. What else are you doing basketball? So like at the moment, so are you still playing for Penrith, or like what's happening with that?
I was. Last year was my last year, actually. I retired.
You're done?
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, because look, we had the lockdowns. Ended the season twice in a row.
Horrible.
Yeah, and you know, with me, it was such a struggle to get in game shape just with my age to be able to keep up with the younger guys. It's pretty difficult. You know, I turned 42 this year. I'm like, man, I'm not going to play forever. I'll let hand over the mantle, you know. So, yeah, it's a shame to stop because I knew like I wanted to push it for as long as I can because I love playing. But at the same time, I want to be able to walk in 10 years, you know. So, Penrith was my last year, but then NBL 1 came in and they didn't put a team in. I would have played if they put a team in, but unfortunately they didn't. So
a lot of that was the big thing I didn't get with NBL 1, the teams they put in. I don't get why there's no Sydney team. I think that's weird. The closest Sydney teams are either inner west or southern.
Yeah, well, every team got offered to put a team in, but it's expensive, you know.
But like Sydney Comets, they would be the most.
They were in it. And then I don't know what happened.
That's weird because they'd definitely be one of the richest rep programs in New South Wales.
You would imagine. I mean, the catchment area is massive, and you know, there's a lot of money in Sydney.
Exactly.
But the funny thing is, though, when I was playing, the teams that paid more and always had more money were the rural teams.
Really?
The city teams were, you know, tight. So I don't know why. I don't know how it works, but unfortunately, you know. All the kids in Sydney miss out to have to go to all these areas. But that's how I ended up at Inner West with DK. Daniel Kim's the coach out there.
Oh, God, who did he... Why did he sound... Where did he used to coach? He coached somewhere that...
He was at St. George.
St. George. That's
right. He's been around.
Did he coach any school teams?
Yeah, I think he was...
I feel like I've played up against him.
Was it Barker? Or...
Mate, Barker. Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think I remember because I remember seeing him because because the name sounds so familiar.
Yeah. Top guy, top coach. He's doing great things.
Would you, and you don't want to get back into like coaching teams, or would you do like...
I'll do tours, definitely. I'll take tours to the States.
Any plans for the next tour?
Yeah, I think end of next year.
Where do you think you're going
to? Look, last time we went to Texas, but I think I want to stay on the West Coast.
Yeah, good idea.
We'll keep it close because we like to go to high school games, college games, and NBA, so you see the level of every different players.
Would you go to like AAU tournaments or anything? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, definitely. They're in July. It's possibly on the cards. I'm not say it's not, but the only problem with going then is it's off season for everything else, so you don't get to watch all the NBA.
Yeah, true.
For me, I'm not trying to go and it's not like a recruiting trip like there's coaches coming to watch you. It's more of this is what the experience is.
Yeah.
So I want to take them to games, and not always the biggest games. Sometimes you can just go to a high school game, high school game, and see it, local college game. You know, where it's not North Carolina, but you're still gonna have 500 people in the crowd.
That'll be awesome.
The grandstand's right on the court. It's great. It's awesome.
That was awesome because we went on that basketball tour that was. Maybe it was 2017, let's say. We did high schools. We obviously played our high school games. We played 8 games. I only played 2 because of my finger. And we played that, but playing is ridiculous. Like, it's because there were the bands going off and all that. And then you go to the college, which we these people, we were sitting up like near the top. There were so many of us. They bought shitty seats. And then someone came up and was like, "Do you want to sit in the student section?" to me, and I was like, "Yeah." So I brought a bunch of the boys down. So it was like half of the team that went down. We went and sat in the student section with all the other students. They were like filming us and stuff. And this was Washington State, I think. No, Washington. It would have been when Markel Fultz might have. I think it might have been the year after or the year before. So we just missed him. But there was I think Thibault was playing there.
No way. Yeah. Awesome.
And then we went and saw Portland play as well. So we had that was the best experience. See like the 3 different levels of basketball.
Yeah. Yep. It's mad when you go to see the college games. And then a few years later, they're NBA stars from the teams you played.
I'm trying to remember. I seen, because UCLA was my team because Bruce's son, Jonah, went there back in the day.
Yep.
So he let's say 2014, maybe 2015, Jonah was playing and got us family. So we sat with all the family and friends sections. And I think we were talking to, remember the coach Steve Alford?
Yeah.
We're talking to like his family during it. And we're talking to a bunch of the families watching the games. Like, who are you from? We're like, we're friends of Jonah's dad. And we're watching, and then Jonah takes us back into the locker room, and we met not French Tony Parker. There was the other Tony Parker, if you remember who that was.
Yeah.
And then there was a bunch, I think there was a couple NBA players, and we're just talking to them, just like, oh, you're the Australian guys, right? I'm like, yeah, that's us. So that was like awesome, like to experience that. So,
that's sick. That's mad. Yeah, it's good hookups, man. Basketball's small world.
Oh, it is. I know it is. It's very small. Like I still can't believe how Bruce coached you.
Yeah, great coach too. He did a lot for me.
Yeah, he taught me the game. He really taught me. I didn't know how to shoot a layup, and then he showed me how to. So.
I couldn't shoot a jumper. Yeah. He showed me some footwork to open up for
he's the mid-range. He's the mid-range god.
He is the mid-range god.
But he is too good.
Yeah.
But going away from that, I want to hear your current thoughts on the NBA. What are you thinking? Any predictions right now? So, I don't know who won today, but
I'm not sure. I like watching the Celtics in the first round. I know they lost the first game. Yeah.
Yeah, they lost, and it was ugly as well.
Yeah, they scrap. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll probably go for Dallas now. I was going for Utah because
I love Doncic.
Doncic is
he's a weapon,
beast. And I'll probably go for them because of him.
Yeah.
But man, I'd love to make a prediction, but my predictions are horrible. In the NBL, I was like, Kings are toast. They're horrible, and then the finals.
Are they against the new team, right?
Yeah, Jack Jumpers.
Jack Jumpers. They got that one, McVeigh. I always hear that dude's name I wake up, news is on, Jack McVeigh scores again. Jack McVeigh, I don't even know who the hell he is.
He's going to get paid.
Oh, yeah.
He'll get paid. Yeah. He's done well.
Yeah.
The whole team's done well. But yeah.
You must have one prediction. Final, the winner of the East and the West, and then the champion.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Give me something.
Yeah, look, I think... I'll put it out there. I'll say Miami.
Yeah,
that's it. They're tough, and I'd like to see them win, but again, don't put money on it. Don't.
Mine's changed.
That's why I don't gamble. I'm horrible with tips, man.
Fair enough. Mine's changed because I had Lakers. I'm a biggest LeBron fan alive, so I had Lakers go the whole way, and then
it's a tough year.
And then I had Lakers Brooklyn, which obviously didn't happen. And then obviously I did another prediction. I was like, I had Celtics after. But now they played after that first game. I reckon they could get swept, to be honest.
Whoa. Yeah, that's...
It's a shout, but I would not be surprised. I think Phoenix has got it. As long as...
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to win last year. But then Bucks could go back-to-back.
Yeah, that's right. Bucks are good, man. Giannis is a beast.
I hate to say that. I think he's the best player in the world. And that's coming from a LeBron fan.
Yeah.
I really hate to say it.
Yeah. Well, look, LeBron was at the top for so long.
Oh, still is. He led the league in scoring pretty much.
He's the most durable player I've ever seen in my life.
20 years?
That's ever existed, you have to say.
20 years already? I honestly don't understand it.
But not only that, he's big. He's tall, but he's big, For a guy like that to be able to... That's a lot of weight, pounding, and he can still get up he was when he was 19.
Yeah, he'd weigh, I think he would weigh 250 pounds, something like that, 260.
He'd throw me around, he's
a weapon.
Strong dude.
And he doesn't even look that big either. Seeing pictures of him, he doesn't. But and then in the MVP, last prediction. Who do you...
Oh, man.
Joker,
man.
He's so good.
Yeah. Someone said, if he was... Imagine if he was athletic. He'll get a shoe-in,
Oh, yeah, it would be too easy for him.
It's just stylistically, because he's not, jumping above the rim. He's not automatic lock, so I'd say he's... But Embiid's got a claim, but I don't know.
I think Jokic's... I don't even know how to pronounce his name, to be honest. Jokic.
Yeah.
The Joker.
Yeah.
I genuinely think he should win it because the advanced stats are ridiculous. He's the highest player efficiency rating, I think second of all time behind Wilt Chamberlain.
That's crazy.
Or it might be over, but he's just the most efficient basketball player in the world.
And for someone that's not that fast and not athletic, that's incredible.
Yeah.
You need skill.
Yeah.
Skill.
When training kids, do you try to model the games after certain players? Do you look at certain players and you're like, you know what? Every player needs a bit of this, bit of that, bit of that.
Well, kind of definitely talk about the most famous players, like you go, all right, look at Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Don't look at his shot. Look at what he does off the ball. So Klay Thompson, doesn't dribble much. Watch what he does off the ball. So people understand that when you're moving off the ball, you got to move with purpose.
Yeah.
With the ball, not so much because it doesn't translate directly.
Yeah.
NBA is entertainment.
Yeah.
If you're going to play reps and you try to play like an NBA player, coach won't like it. You have to be more structured and basic with your game and efficient. So you got kids that want to do like a step back and all that stuff, but can't hit a left-hand layup or whatever. So try to work on those fundamentals.
Yeah.
Which sounds boring, but it's not boring when you're dropping 20 or 30 points.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, boring answer. So I don't really, not really, unless it's good footwork.
Yeah.
Like sometimes some of Kobe stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
One thing, I don't really want to hear your opinion on this because it annoys the hell out of me. Because there was, I think the coach I had before you was the first person that let me shoot threes. But how is it every little kid shooting threes now? Yeah. It pisses me off because like these kids can't, as I said, can't make a left-hand layup, for example, but they pull threes. Like, how is it like with the games changed so much through like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and that?
Yeah, it's difficult.
How is it coaching?
It's difficult. Like a lot of coaches get very frustrated with it.
I can imagine.
People will shoot 15%. A kid will go 1 of 8 and hit a 3 and be like doing their bow and arrows and all that stuff.
It's pathetic.
Yeah, but I coach a team out at Parramatta with my friend Martin Yeti, and he's like, he gives it to them like, you guys can't shoot. If you shoot a 3, especially contested, we're running. So they learn pretty quick.
It's just crazy to think like how like when you coached me, it was starting to get like talked about a bit more, but there was still. I think I remember you saying that like only me and maybe Stevie were able to like you let us shoot threes, but everybody else wouldn't. Yeah, it's just crazy to think that. And now you go. I assume if I went and watched 10A's basketball at Waverley right now, everyone would be shooting threes.
Yeah. Just the game's it's sort of that statistical thing. If you shoot enough threes and you hit enough, you should win. But that's NBA teams.
Exactly, not for kids.
Yeah, so kids watch NBA and they want to be like that. I can understand that. But that's all right if you're in the park mucking around. But if you're playing seriously, you can't. Like, you're gonna get pulled off the court straight away.
Yeah, that was one thing. Like I love to shoot the ball and I still shoot it heaps. But like back when I started, there was like even so coaches would get angry if I shot more than 3.
Yeah.
And
so my thing is, if you're hitting, all right,
fair enough.
But if you're going none for 3, none for 4, you keep going. You're gonna sit.
But even in pickup now, like you're playing, like I haven't played a proper game in a bit, but like even just playing pickup and stuff, it's threes only. Yeah. Especially like this Aussie place where you're seeing all these kids. Like I'm playing pickup sometimes like 15, 16-year-olds, and I'm 21 in less than a month, and I'm trying to go hard. Yeah. And I'll be driving like at kids, and and then they'll be going back on offense. It's just 3.
It's boring too, right?
It's fair enough, but like, another thing I wanted to ask was since I've known you, I remember like you always teaching us about like rebounding and blocks and stuff. Yeah. What's the art? Like how and putback dunks as well? Because I've seen highlights of you on your Instagram and it looks easy for you.
Man.
What's the art of intensity? I don't.
With rebounds, reading where the shot's going to go. Yeah. You watch enough basketball, you play enough basketball, you kind of make a read, like it's going to the right, it should bounce to the left, or it's going long, it's going to bounce back fast. So you can kind of predict where the ball will go. You have a pretty good idea of it. And then it's also early preparation, man. People... you always get told to box out. People miss that assignment a lot. So if you're active and hungry, you get that ball a lot. And I'm lucky. I can jump and I'm tall, so sometimes I get up and dunk it. But if you're ever playing and a guy goes to box you out, I'll give you a little tip: grab his hips and pull him back. You'll get around. You get the ball.
I'm going to try that next time.
Try it. Grab his hips, pull him back.
Mine just is, I just jump up and just try at the ball because I can usually out-jump most people. Yep. Still can't dunk. I don't know how. Because I'm grabbing rim like I'm doing a pull up on the rim.
Like you could jump. Yeah.
I can pull. I just can't get the ball in.
Yeah.
Because the injuries like it put me off.
I was gonna say it's probably because you keep hurting.
But then I feel like a weirdest thing. I feel I can jump higher.
No way.
Swear on my life. I'm like at the rim. I've never used to be able to do like pull ups.
You're 1 foot jumper. Or
I can do both. So
okay.
That's the weird thing. I feel like when I'm with the ball, I feel like I'm closer to the rim.
Yeah.
But then I can go and do one jump and grab the rim.
Yeah, right.
Not even grab the rim. I can do pull up and on the rim.
So what do you can't palm the ball?
I don't even know because I feel like I can, but I just can't get the ball in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. I guess I haven't been training heaps. I've just been playing a lot of basketball. But
Yep. Well,
do you think that's an actual thing? Yeah, like for the kids out there who are trying to dunk, like what would you say?
Yeah, like I actually learned by having the ring lower.
Yeah.
So it's like one thing is to be able to jump.
Yeah.
It's another thing to coordinate a dunk.
Yeah.
You know, when it rings at 10 foot.
Yeah.
So doing it over and over, 8 foot, 9 foot.
Yeah.
And then building your way up. So you can get up there and control it and put it in. But then the next progression is game dunking. You know, which is a whole different story. Yeah, like you see a lot of people doing warm-up dunks. I used to get intimidated by that.
Yeah.
But then they can't get it in the game because they don't know how to make a move and still dunk it. Yeah, so we're learning that footwork to be able to make a strong dribble move. And get
Do you remember any like crazy dunks you had?
Oh yeah, man! Always remember the good ones.
Yeah.
I had one put back at Parramatta where I caught it and reversed it. That was pretty good. Yes.
Mad.
Lucky. It's always the best to dunk on someone. Put on their head, you know?
Yeah.
I've
been dunked on once, didn't like it.
Oh, mate, I've been dunked on a million times. You got to go for it.
I'm always on the perimeter. Like, we're playing ones, and I was like, this guy, he drove, went for a two-hander, and I'm like here. I legit, like, hit the ball and everything, put it in, and I'm like, fuck. It's only happened like last year as well. All the games played not once, but then playing one-on-one for fun, it wasn't even a good dunk either, but it's alright.
Don't worry, man.
Right.
I've been on the end of plenty. You got to compete for it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you get dunked on. Sometimes you can catch someone.
Now let's move on to what I call them the 10. So they're just the 10 general questions they ask everybody.
Right.
Okay. So number 1 is tell us about your most recent social media post. You're pretty active on social media. So like, how do you feel about social media as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of necessary to these days. That's just kind of like the gathering spot, like the social gathering spot for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So, I think it's easy to get angry or get depressed or get down because of social media, because there's a lot of negative stuff on there. So I found, it's good to detach. You can have it and all that stuff, but don't put too much mind into what's being said, because a lot of the times I'll be scrolling and you read opinions or whatever, and you'll be angry. But if I wasn't looking at my phone, I wouldn't even know that, and I'd have a good day.
Exactly.
So I just sort of detach from it. I don't take it too seriously, but like for my most recent media posts, I usually just put up like when I'm training. Just to show consistency. And, and especially for guys I train, that like if I can do it, you can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's. Unless I'm posting stuff on Facebook of like a family trip or something, it's usually just something to do with training, kids I'm training, or if I'm training.
Easy. The second one, who is your biggest inspiration?
My parents. He came from Croatia. Like my dad didn't speak English. He came in when he was 16 and had to work straight away, and we had to do TAFE. Couldn't read or write in English. And I don't know how he passed. He probably copied everything, but he got through it. Started his own business and stuff. So as a youngster, you don't appreciate those things. When you get older, you
look back.
That was tough. Like I was 16, fully functioning English speaking. And I couldn't tie my shoelaces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
So
here's a fun one. So what's your funnest shocking experience or worst shocking experience? You're like
shocking,
drunk.
Oh yeah.
Any funny stories or?
So I'll tell you the story about Jordan. Jordan's gonna kill me. So we were in LA. And it was just a tour. We'd finished the tour and we went out. We just went out. I think we just went out to dinner or something. We were at a bar, and the bar was closing. It was only like midnight or something. and he had to go to the toilet. Yeah. And we're walking out, and there was just a public toilet, like in this like block of bars or whatever. And he went, and I was with my other mate Eddie, and we're just standing there waiting, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Like, where is this guy?
Yeah.
We go check, and somehow like he's locked himself in.
No.
Yeah, like the door's shut and it's locked, right?
Yeah.
And it's this big metal door. We can't get him out. So we're trying to figure out how to get him out. And I'll go get security. They can't open it. So we're waiting. Like an hour goes by. All these drunk people are walking past. Like, what's going on? Like, can't get in the toilet.
Yeah.
And finally, this random guy's like, I'm going to kick the door down. We're like, all right, man, or whatever. So we're actually filming it. I got it on tape. And he's like, hey, yo, get away from the door. I'm going to kick it down, right? So he goes to kick it, kicks it a few times, and it won't open. But then his mate holds the handle down.
Yeah.
And he kicks the door, and it opens. Boom!
Yeah.
And this little Mexican dude runs out like, like I'm free, I'm like, where's Jordan? We'll go in, and he's like leaning over the sink. And I think he's like crying of happiness. I'm like, what? Are you all right? And he turns around, and he's got this massive lump on his head.
No.
So I'm like, what happened to you?
Yeah,
He's like, man, I was like, I heard something going on outside, and I had my head down near the door trying to listen, and the door smacked me in the head.
Poor bugger.
Yeah.
Actually, this is. So who was your first celebrity crush? Do you remember?
Oh man.
Because everybody gives the same answer. It's always Disney Channel because most people that have been on this have been like around my age. So.
Oh, you'll show my age.
Yeah. Give me the older generations.
Yeah. Okay. So probably Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford.
Yeah. I remember she was in a magazine with Shaq when he was a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like they did some photo shoot. I was like, damn, man. She's all right. Now she's probably like 70 or something.
Oh, yeah, she is. She's old now.
Yeah.
Question. Next one. Well, this is obvious. But apart from basketball, what's your favorite activity to do? Or training?
I'm in the gym constantly.
Yeah.
But look, if you're going to say another sport, like playing tennis.
You like playing tennis?
Yeah. I'm horrible, but I like it.
I'm the worst tennis player as well.
Yeah.
It's fun though.
It's fun, yeah.
Anything else?
My hack.
Any other like hobbies?
Man, I run, I just lift.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it's basketball. Takes most of my time.
Yeah.
But like anything I do, I'm pretty competitive. So I try to get into it. But I don't know. We'll probably just go play tennis with the boys. That's it.
Yeah, fair enough. And your favorite place you've ever travelled to?
Man, that's hard. I have to say Croatia, but I'm biased. Or Japan.
Okay. I heard it's going to be really cool.
Japan?
I would love to get over there.
Yeah, Japan is different. It's awesome. Yeah.
I've never been to skiing or snowboarding or anything, but I've heard like up there it's like really, really
good
really
quality
good.
powder snow.
Yeah.
Not that I don't ski either, but I've heard. But yeah, it's a great place. It's awesome.
And do you have any goals for the next year or two?
Definitely get back into the tours.
Yeah.
Personal goals, like everything I do is sort of like athletically orientated. So either it's lifting goals or I'll do that for a bit and then I'll go back to my running and try to beat PBs and stuff like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and then just for their NBL 1 team, the Inner West Bulls that I'm the strength and conditioning coach for is to win the national championship.
Yep.
So win the East NBL 1 and then win the national championship.
Oh, so they play up against all the NBL 1 teams.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome. That would be great.
Yeah. And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh man, still doing the same thing. I'm not too technical with all the where I want to be. I'm very happy just being around people and traveling and being around family and friends. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, just hopefully still healthy and still be able to kick around and play.
Yeah. Awesome. Is there anything you're working on that we have not spoken about?
Man, I don't know. It's usually kids' projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're with the boys, you're playing ball, and then you go home and it's like Peppa Pig. And
I'm not ready for that part of
it. No, yeah, ready for
that? No, not yet. And then the final question. What is something you wish was legal in Australia?
That's a tough one. It's legal in Australia. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I know most people probably say weed, and that's probably going to be next.
Yeah.
Give me something. What's illegal that we can
I know,
have?
it's really like we're pretty lucky here, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think keeping stuff illegal is good because I like going to other countries where it's a little bit dodgy and it's fun for a little while, and then you come back here and it's safe again, you know?
That's a good answer. I like it. So this next thing is, it's called this week's W's and L's. So that's like a win you've taken this week, or a win you've seen, and then an L, it's like a loss or something.
This week?
Yeah, well, not obviously it's only Wednesday, but we can go last week and a half, let's say.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I go for the Bulldogs in the footy, which has been tough, and they finally won a game, so that's a win.
Yeah.
And L, what did I say? I don't know. Oh man, it sounds dumb.
Yeah.
But I was doing leg day and I couldn't hit my PB. I was pretty pissed.
Fair enough.
No spot.
Yeah.
Really fell on my ass.
Let me say my win. Probably doing this. I've been wanting to have you on for a bit. It was really sick.
Appreciate it.
Let me say my L. Oh, probably gonna have to work. It was Mum's birthday yesterday, and I had to work. I really couldn't. And I couldn't get off.
Yeah.
That sucked. But it was like we still had it was during the middle of the day, so it was all right. But still, wish I wouldn't have. And then the question. So this thing, nobody ever comments to this, but I do this thing called the question on podcast. So I will get them to comment this answer. But what I've started to do, I've just been asking the guests. So what was your dream job when growing up? So before the basketball, before that, when you were a kid, what
I don't know, man. I didn't. I was pretty clueless. I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, I remember doing work experience and I worked at Kmart because I didn't have any ideas. I just went anywhere.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, man. It was always sport.
Yeah.
Like probably.
What else did you
play? Rugby league.
First league.
I loved league.
Yeah.
Wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was a dream for about 20 seconds.
Oh, there you go. And the next, I added all these segments. I don't know, they seem cool, but so the next one's guess. So these are two questions. So one, Jason asks. So Jason was the last person on.
Yep.
And then you think of a question to ask the next person.
Okay.
So think of that for a second. And then Jason asked what's something you want to complete this year?
Complete. That's a good question. Well, I ran the East Coast Cup last year. It's just a brand new tournament put together. So it was really good. So definitely we wanted to run it again, but with bigger sponsors.
Yeah.
So that's a tough undertaking, but we think we can do it. So that's something I want to complete.
Sick.
Yeah.
And then I had there was two guests on last week, and he said, what would you go back 10 years and have the current knowledge you have currently, or would you go 15 years in the future and start with $20 million?
I'll go back because time is more valuable than money.
Yep, that's what I felt with it.
Yeah.
And then do you have a question for next week? It can be anything.
Yeah, okay. I'm hungry now, so best international food.
Okay.
What's your best international food that you like?
Okay. Awesome.
I always got food on my mind, man. So
I'm hungry as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty much about it. Just forgot. Is there anything you want to shout out? Let the people know where to find you.
Oh no, man! Look, people who know me, they know where to find me.
Exactly.
I'm not much for advertising, but no, man, I just appreciate you having me out here.
Mate, of
awesome.
course. No, thank you for coming on. But I'll put his Instagram in the bio and have a look at that. And if you want to get trained, hit him up.
Thanks, man.
That's about it. I'm Sam, and we out.
Thanks, bro.
There we go.